Okay, let's get started. I know a few folks couldn't make it, but I think everyone's here. Let's start with launch updates, and I'm going to hand it off to Ganesha to talk about BTC Bridge.
Yeah, we did the Vault program last week and also training. Most of them, I think Daniel can give an update on that. Most of them are on board. We are preparing for the next week launch, early next week. And I added some final few steps remaining to do this week, especially upgrading the contracts with changes, final audit review completion, and then getting all the walls partners, everyone ready to go live next week. I think they're good to go.
Okay. So next week launch. Anyone is watching? I know lots of people are eager, so next week's the date. Daniel, did you have an update on? Do you want to just talk about the vaults a little bit?
For the vaults, I don't have too much of an update. I know that we have on, I'd have to double check, so I'm sorry, I'm not too prepared on that topic, but I know that we have onboarded some additional vaults since our last live session, which went very well. And thank you, Ganesha, for leading that. We have a few more who are interested and registering their vaults this week. We also have a new, excuse me, a new Discord channel specifically for vault runners. So if you're in the Harmony Discord, or if you're not, join it. And check that out, because that's where we're answering some questions, technical questions, offering tips, taking suggestions, and so on.
Great. Thanks, Daniel.
Yeah.
Just to add, I think early next week we'll kind of finalize the walls that will be available at the time of the launch. So it's important for all the participants, Vault participants, to kind of get their setup running by next Monday. We'll announce this this week and answer any blockers and questions in the Vault Discord group and try to get everyone up and running.
Great. Ganesha, any other updates on your end from the other bridges, Ethereum and Cosmos?
Not really.
Okay.
But we're making progress there.
Okay, great. Any other product updates? RJ, do you want to just briefly talk about the MetaMask staking?
Sure. So for the staking pre-compiled MetaMask staking, last week we decided to basically move the launch date to February 11th due to the Chinese New Year holiday, and lots of the major partners, also exchanges, are not able to upgrade their nodes during this week. So you don't want to cause any network instability. So we decided to move the launch date further. But for the MetaMask staking, definitely we are ready for launch. All the tests has passed, and it's been in testnet for, I think, for almost a week. So it's ready to launch, and we're gonna roll out the new binary starting from today, so that all the validator and other node runners can update their binary before February 11th. Yeah, on the Quasar transaction, last week we have a meeting with the mission knowledge system team. We finalized some of the design kind of questions. They are revising the final design now, and also they're going to provide some example, like Quasar HRC20 token standard, something like that, just for purpose of demoing kind of a Quasar smart contract functionality. Yeah, that's about the product update.
Okay. Thanks, RJ. Leo, did you have any updates? Any launch updates?
Yeah, so the deep pooling on Beacon Chain will also release together with the MetaMask staking in the next release. This feature is already being merged. So for any node on shard 1 to 3, they can use this feature so that reduce the amount of the disks usage for the shard 0 node, for the shard 0 DB. So we're also preparing a new pruned DB specifically for shard 1 to 3 node, so that the usage will be less than like 30 gig of the data for the node on shard 1 to 3. So right now it's I think approaching to 900 gig. And so yeah, for the RPC implementation last week, actually, we had a meeting with Jenya and Jack and RJ. So there's a new architecture and a new way to propose to provide the get log support using a dedicated separate RPC endpoint. So I think Jenya is still working on a prototype on this, but the direction looks very promising, and because that's where we learned from the Infura's architecture. And also for the it's not listed here for the Rosetta integration, and we're making additional progress, fixed a couple of issues on the implementation and also on our data. So we're approaching 14 million blocks right now because we have like a 22 million block. So that's the way making progress for the Rosetta integration test.
Right. Thanks, Leo.
Yeah.
Any other product updates? Any launch updates by anyone?
The fixed income, we're finishing the UI. We're also going for next week launch. So yeah, the back end
Right.
is done. I'm working with Francisco on the front end, and we're really coding as hell this week. So the front end looks fine. We're trying to make it friendly.
Is this going to be part of one wallet, or is this a standalone?
It will be part of one wallet, but for next week launch, we decided to go first only standalone.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Exciting. Very cool. Did you have you updated the dates here, Boris?
Yes, sir. It's updated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Great. If there are no more launch updates, we can shift gears. Leo, I know you mentioned a little bit about RPC work. Any other network-related updates?
No, because as RJ mentioned, it's a Chinese New Year this week. We don't want to do any major upgrade for the network.
Got it.
So there'll be just tests and whatnot throughout the week. Well, meanwhile, there are some RPC related stability work that has been in progress throughout the week. So right now we have about 8 different data centers that host our RPC network. So there's a significant addition to what we had before. And also we're involving the community more and more with a specific ask and seeing whether node operators would be willing to, help in the architectural discussions and all the decision makings that will be progressing over the next few quarters. So we believe that involving the community will be the best way to solve the scalability, both in terms of the number of mines that's going to be put in place, and also, the solutions that will come out in the future. So yeah, be on the lookout for that.
Excellent. Thanks, Jack and Leo. Okay. Daniel, you had some updates about events. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, sure. So Ambassador DAO is making progress, especially on the meetup side. We are going to have On our first set of meetups, we'll have presence in LA, Dallas, Pittsburgh, Austin, Denver, and then internationally we'll be in Philippines and El Salvador. We have 3 slide decks or presentations ready to go. And the idea is to attract different types of audiences: GameFi, DeFi 101, and Harmony's ecosystem. And currently they're looking at identifying venues to hold the meetups. We've already identified a number of them, just a matter of picking one. And we're also looking at existing events to sponsor. That's going to be a lot easier to sponsor an event than to create one from scratch. So we're kind of looking into both. That's my update, but we're looking to hold the meetups in those locations in the next 30 days. So clock's ticking.
Great.
So Daniel, do we have a list of those events we plan to host? So actually, the few people contact me, and like they also want to co-host some of the NFT or metaverse meetup.
Oh, yeah, excellent. Send them over. If you want to share my Discord account or my Telegram account or both, just have them reach out to me.
I will,
I'd love to connect.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
Great. Thanks, Daniel. Matt, you had an update on the hackathon?
Yeah, I'm very excited to share that we just concluded our university hackathon that's went from December until about a week and a half ago. And we'll be tweeting out links to each of the winners' videos and the platforms that they created, kind of celebrate their accomplishments and allow the community to engage with their products as well. First place, we had blockchain expense sharing. Second place, we had blockchain basketball betting. And third place, we had Roman Fund, which is to provide liquidity. So we also want to give a big thank you to Ganesha and Boris for their tech support and giving the builders, who some of them was our first time building, a chance to connect with our dev team to ask questions and learn a lot from them and their expertise. And then also to Esther or SF for providing additional support in the operations side. So altogether, it was a very successful hackathon and happy to bring them into the family.
Excellent. Thanks, Matt. Sam, you're up next. Tell us all about your DAO guidelines.
So late last week, I published the guidelines for DAO funding. You can find them on Notion under governance, under DAO funding guidelines. Right now, the preeminent one, the one that we've almost all agreed on, is the Bootstrap grant. Now, we are considering these minimal considerations. They are necessary, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's sufficient to receive funding. And those are pretty straightforward. You have your 3 mandates. You have your deliverables that are tied to those mandates. You have the metrics that show what those deliverables are supposed to do. You have your 9 governors. You have your multi-sig safe wallet set up, and you've scheduled your election or your next election. 2 points that we all know on the call, but I just want to make sure for anyone listening. When you look at being a governor, understand that it's not a full-time job. It's not even a half-time job. Honestly, this is about the fact that you're passionate about this thing and you want to be involved, and that's why you want to become a governor. Finally, there's a piece here that I'm thinking about adding, kind of a 7th step. It's just in discussion. I don't know if it'll happen, but the idea is that we should have some sort of mechanism to show that the community is behind the DAO. So whether or not that's a snapshot vote or a threshold of approvals on Talk.Harmony.1 in a form of like a poll of some sort, we're going to work something out there. But we definitely should have something there that says that, hey, the community says that this particular DAO is a good idea. The other thing I'll mention, once the Bootstrap grant is kind of assigned and provided, one of the things that the DAOs really need to do is find that path to self-sustainability. We really have to make sure that we are not consistently relying on a Harmony Foundation to provide grant after grant after grant. We need to move this to self-sustainability. And there are a variety of different ways that that can be accomplished. But the thing is, it's the DAOs that can decide what they're doing. So those are published. There's still some additional things that we have under consideration, mainly about, okay, how do you get the next stage grant? What are the requirements around reporting and accounting? And all that stuff is exceptionally important. And also, what do you publish as far as operational plans going forward? So I recommend everybody on the team and also everyone watching, go to our Notion page, go to the governance section, and under that, that's DAO funding guidelines. Any quick questions on the DAO funding guidelines? I think that covers the DAO stuff, Give.
Okay, great. And while you've got the microphone, Sam, do you want to chat about ETH Denver as well?
Yeah, so you guys, ETH Denver is happening next week. So I climb on a plane, I think it's next Tuesday, to fly out there and make sure everything's finalized. By the end of this week, everybody should receive just a really short overview of the schedule of what events are happening where and where we'll need you at certain times. Because I want to make sure that our Harmony Hub, which is located at the historic Colorado Center across the street from the Art Hotel, is always staffed with somebody who can answer two of these questions. Number one, how do I build this thing? So we need somebody who has some technical expertise to be able to do a little bit of open office hours. But also number two, hey, how do I get funding for this thing? So I want to have somebody there constantly to be able to answer questions around grants and around, hey, this is cool. So you will get a schedule this week about all of our parties, all events, all the side events that are happening. Abraham has been doing a fantastic job of getting us signed up for tickets. And so we'll also have all of those that you'll need for any side events. Adrian has been doing an amazing job organizing all the parties and the events and the festivals, as well as the swag and all that amazing stuff. So be very, very excited because this will be really cool. If you have any questions now, well, this week is the time to ask them. So please reach out to the events team. That's myself, that's Adrian, that's, oh my gosh, Nora, that's Essa, that's Matt, that's so many people are part of this. It's a really big team effort. So please reach out and we will answer your questions to get you sorted so that when you arrive in Denver, you focus entirely on achieving Project X, having a great time, and talking and enjoying the community that is Web3. That's super, super vital. Lee, is there anything else you wanted to add about ETH Denver?
Does anyone have any questions about ETH Denver or not sure what's going to happen, what they need to do? Or do you know who to ask if you have a question?
Sam.
Yes, sir.
We know Sam.
Sam's the go-to guy. Sam or Essa?
Yeah.
Sam, Essa, and Matt, we're kind of covering all the bases. So.
Well, speaking of Project X, Lee, do you want to give a quick update on that?
Yeah, so it looks like there are 7 teams that have been formed. I believe I've DM'd almost everybody or pull you into a group. If not, if you're going to Denver and I haven't messaged you, let me know. But yeah, this will be really good. I think there's a lot of questions about how to do this. Obviously, we also invited some of the TGI community and actually not a lot of people have taken up us up on it. So Giv and I were actually talking about over the weekend, like how should we like clearly explain what we're doing? So if anyone has questions about what we're trying to do or what the goal should be, let Giv or I know as well on that. But yeah, I think we're in a good place, at least in terms of forming the Project X investment teams. So that'll be great.
Very cool. Thanks, Lee. One last thing. Actually, is there anything else that we want to discuss about Denver or Project X? I realized we have a couple of new faces here, and I didn't think we've done a proper introduction. So I apologize. We got Danny and we have Devin. I can't remember if we introduced Devin officially or not. Sam, if you could introduce Devin, and Adrian, if you could introduce Danny, that would be awesome.
Yeah. So Devin, who on my screen is sitting there below Leo, next to Adrian and Danny and Daniel, and above Peter. I don't know if that's the same for anybody else. He lives in Breckenridge, Colorado, and he will be playing host to us there while we're there. And that's it. No. He is actually, I encountered Devin for the first time a couple of months ago. He helped put together the Praise Token event that we were at. But here's a situation which I really, really appreciated, Devin. We were planning NFT NYC, and we were trying to replicate what we did at MCOM. We were trying to have this breakfast that would happen right there next to the venue, and it was going to be really great because it gave everybody this opportunity to come together at the morning and start their day. And I wasn't able to find the right venue, and the people that we were partnering with weren't finding the right venue. And it was about a week before the event, we didn't have something. And so I was talking to Devin, I was like, I think we just have to cancel the breakfast period and move on and start fishing. And Devin literally said this to me, he's like, hang on, give me 1 hour, I'll call you back. And in 1 hour, Devin went out and found a venue, negotiated the price, got me set up with the manager of the restaurant, and had everything ready to go. So he came back within 1 hour and said, I got it solved. I didn't ask him to do that. He wasn't part of the Harmony team, but it was that sort of enthusiasm, go out there and get it done, that I immediately was like, okay, I want to bring this guy on. So now he is part of our DevOps team. Devin is leading the charge when it comes to DAO tooling and bringing on the various different frameworks and tools that we need, a little bit in a business development role, which is excellent. And he literally wrote a book on decentralized organizations. So you can check it out at amazon.com/Devin is awesome. Right? That's the URL?
Yeah, you just spot on.
So anyway, that's Devin.
All right,
Appreciate
thanks.
it,
Welcome,
thank you.
welcome, Devin. Adrian, tell us all about Danny. We can't hear you.
What I'm getting from this is that there is nothing to know about Danny. It's just
No.
How about now? Can you?
There you go.
There you go. And Danny, you know I love you.
Danny's been with us for a couple months right now. He basically, in order to do the content at the level that we need to do it, it's going to take a team. And I've worked with Danny in the past. He is a beast when it comes to just being able to get stuff done, and also just has, in my opinion, great taste. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the shift in 2022 in regards to content, and just try and really just level everything up entirely. He's, Danny's the man. So yeah, look out for more stuff that we're going to do. Not just that, from more than just video. I would say that he's actually, Lee and Steven kind of found out right from the get-go that he's a very social person. And when you go to these events, you need that ace up your sleeve, the guy that's going to break the ice, that's going to make the conversation easy, the guy that's going to warm it up and then say, oh, and by the way, you should also talk to this guy. So Danny's like a little secret weapon, and I think he's going to be really effective this year. So
no pressure, Danny.
On board.
Hey, Danny, can I ask you to do
pressure.
something really quick?
What's
Can
up?
I see what you have on your feet?
I just socks right now.
He has these shoes that I swear are the Nerf football, but turned into shoes. They're kind of amazing. And I was hoping he was wearing them right now. That's a virtual background. Like, they look like a Nerf football. Oh no, they're hiding in the virtual background. Anyway, so
This is why the content team goes last in the all hands meeting.
Appreciate
right,
it,
guys.
Desmond.
Welcome, Danny. Welcome, Devin.
Thank you.
Okay, I mean, we'll keep it short. We'll go into the breakout rooms. Are there any other announcements? Anything else?
Yes, there is one more announcement.
Go for it.
Okay, so today, in the US is a Chinese New Year's Eve, but in Asia is already Chinese New Year. So just wanna to say Happy Chinese New Year, the Year of Tiger, to all our community in Asia. I think a lot of people in Asia celebrate the Lunar New Year. Okay, we more call Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year. Okay, so yeah, Year of Tiger. So we're gonna
All right.
later.
Happy Lunar New Year, everyone. Okay. Have a great week. Lee, were you going to say something?
Good, yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, one more thing. So the Chainlink Hackathon, we sponsored it, and I'll be making an announcement and sharing with the grants team the 3 winners. I think one of the projects is pretty cool that we may want to continue with.
Okay, great. Lee, were you going to say something as well?
No, I saw that Peter wanted to.
Okay, got it. Okay, everyone. Have a great week. Speak to you soon.
Later.
Have a good one.